Hello and welcome to the OP5 ESLog Integration webinar. I am Markus Blomberg, Marketing Specialist here at OP5. And today we're going to talk about Elastic Stack with Jörgen Bertholdsson. And he's going to do most of the talking. And today is his birthday. Jörgen he works as technical engineer at the Stockholm office. And I would just like to ask you to please hold your questions until the end. Take it away, Jörgen.
Thank you, Markus. As Markus said, I'm Jörgen Bertholdsson. I'm part of the professional service at OP5. I'm a devoted hobbyist photographer and a motorcycle rider, at least when I'm not knee-deep in anything that has with IT to do. And today's agenda will be first a presentation of OP5's solutions. I'll go briefly by our support and professional services. Then I'll start with OP5 ESLog Integration and explain what that is. And I'll continue with describing the main difference between the built-in logger from OP5 Monitor and ESLog integrations. And we round up with a couple of questions, hopefully. So, OP5 has two main products, OP5 Monitor and OP5 Monitor Live. OP5 Monitor is the version you host yourself, either on-prem, on a virtual or physical server, or in your own private cloud like Azure or Amazon. OP5 Live, that is our software as a service option. It's hosted by us for you. And that is good for smaller monitoring needs and a little bit more basic monitoring. You can get quite far with it, but not as far as the real OP5 Monitor. So if you have a large system with advanced monitoring, we recommend the OP5 Monitor alternative. There you can extend the monitoring needs with plugins and distributed and load balanced monitoring. So OP5 Live lets you monitor availability and performance of your web services. You can also monitor your Google Apps and Amazon Web Services. OP5 Live works seamlessly together with your OP5 Monitor installation. You can use live features together with your already installed OP5 Monitor. And of course, you can use OP5 Live on the go. It's really mobile friendly. And OP5 Monitor, that's a unified solution that combine multiple monitoring tools in a single modifiable dashboard. It allows you to monitor and keep track of complex systems and networks, either physical, virtual, or a mix of the types. OP5 Monitor is highly scalable with distributed monitoring. It's capable of monitoring over 100,000 devices spread all over the world. OP5 Monitor is heavily based on the industry standard software Nagios. And OP5 is also one of the top contributors to the open source project Nagios. And that combined with our much loved support is a really stable solution. The main features of OP5 Monitor are: it's scalable, we have load balancing and failover, we have distributed pairs and pollers, and it's centrally managed. It's good for automation. We have a full REST API, which enables third-party integrations. We have event handlers and aggregation, and business services views, I'll come back to BSM, business services, a little bit later. We can monitor data centers. Of course, we monitor OpenStack. It's really good. And we are also co-hosting OpenStack Days Nordic with City Networks in Copenhagen. So we hope to meet you all there in October. It's really interesting. So please try to visit. We can monitor transition of software-defined data centers. And of course, we also monitor Docker. And we have a nice visualization also. We have personalized dashboards. You can all have your own dashboards that shows you what you really want to see. And we can share dashboards between users. And we have business services. Business services is a really neat way to present what the status of what you are delivering to your end users. They don't really care if one or two servers in the cluster are down or not. They really only want to see, do they get what they are promised? And with business service, you get an easy way to create a logic to show that you deliver what you promise. And OP5 Monitor has lots of reports. Among others are SLA reports, business service performance, and availability reports. And everything is customizable. We have a well-documented API, and we can integrate with third-party software really easy. And to top it all off, we got a really large open source community. It's hard to do it better. This is a sample of our customers. They range from all different types of industry and usage. And as you can see, we are really good at telco, broadcast, and large enterprises. But all types of customers can really benefit from OP5 Monitor. And a short mention of professional services where I'm working. We do consulting. We can manage your projects. We can help you or do it by ourselves, install and upgrade your systems. And we can help you to integrate third-party products such as ESLog, Grafana, and ServiceNow, for example. And to help us and you, we have a really good support. We have a dedicated team that can help you with problems, explanations, and support you in all questions you have. And to help you with support, we have different support plans, all ranging from office hours to 24/7, including our new offers, premium support and remote management. We got you covered. And what have we done for you lately? We got a couple of news here. From now on, we support Red Hat 7, but today it's only for clean installations, no upgrades, but we have an upgrade path coming, so don't worry. Dashboard sharing is possible. Now an admin user can create really good dashboards for different departments in your company and then share fixed dashboards to users. We have improved our cluster monitoring. And as I mentioned before, we have a couple of new services such as remote management and premium support. And if you really want to make good graphs of your data right out to Monitor, we have a new integration called Grafana. So please, we have a Grafana webinar on YouTube, or you can contact us for more information. So let's go on with ESLog integration. OP5 ESLog, that's based on Elastic Stack. And Elastic Stack is a group of open source products from the company Elastic that takes data from any type of source in any format and lets you search, analyze, and visualize all data in real time. It can handle any log format, for example, syslog, application logs, no matter what application. As long as the application can produce a log file, we can use it. We can use stack traces, Windows event logs, you name it. It's highly customizable, letting you be in charge on how you want to see and interact with your information. And Elastic Stack consists of 4 main parts. It's Kibana, Elasticsearch, Logstash, and Beats. Kibana, that's the user interface. It lets you search your logs, view, and visualize all collected data. Elasticsearch, that's the part that stores, index, and analyze logs. That's a distributed multi-tenant full-text search engine, so it's really scalable. Logstash, that's the part that's responsible for collecting and parsing logs and sending all data to selectable storage. In our case, all data is stored in Elasticsearch. And finally, Beats. That's a lightweight agent that can send data to Logstash. It's possible to use syslog instead of an agent if your system supports syslog. But Beats are really good. You can do anything with it. There are several flavors of Beats, depending on what you want to collect and send. For example, file beat for log files, metric beat for metrics, packet beat for network data, WinLog beat for Windows event logs. And there's also an active community that creates even more beat variants that lets you capture even more data. I saw the other day there's a beat for Reddit, if you know what it is. You can just pipe Reddit metrics into your ESLog if that's interesting. ESLog is highly scalable and redundant right out of the box. And if your use case has security concerns, all communication between components can optionally be encrypted, if you like, making sure that there will be no information leakage. And the modular design makes it possible to receive and process data from virtually unlimited size systems. Just expand the installation with more hardware when users demands it. So why use ESLog? As most of you know, there's a challenge in today's environments on most companies. Today, many of you will see that you are in the left triangle. Daily ops use up resources that you instead could focus on development of the systems that you monitor, that giving you less time to deliver to the rest of the organization. The goal for you and us is to turn this around. So with ESLog, you can automate and simplify collection of logs. Analyzing will be more automated and gives you better visibility of what's going on in your system. That way you get more time for dev and you waste less time for daily ops. And the advantages of ESLog are, it simplifies log collection. As I mentioned before, all types of logs and information can be collected. Log files, metrics, network data. It's easy to search logs for information. It lets you see wanted information to show you that everything is okay. It lets you see unwanted information that shows you pending problems and helps you to rectify them before it becomes a critical problem in your system. It automates the analyze process, which in turn gives you more time to develop your core business. And you will get easy to read presentation and collected information. And users or groups, they can have their own dashboards with information relevant for their task, minimizing the flow of unnecessary information. So with ESLog integration, you will get a powerful companion to OP5 Monitor installation. You will get added visualization and reporting, making log handling less time consuming. And the best of all, it's API-driven approach. So you can easily interact with your current infrastructure and get even more integration and time-saving function. So ESLog, as mentioned, is Elasticsearch, Kibana, Log, Stash, and Beats. And the ESLog integration, it can be developed by the OP5 consultants. And you are free to expand it by yourself, but we are happy to help. And if you require, we have also an on-site ESLog integration workshop available. So we can cater to all your needs. And ESLog integration includes, among others, log search visualization, big data dashboards, and reports. And future features will include monitoring and alarm setting depending on logged events. So you can create alarms in your OP5 Monitor that are based on the information that ESLog is collecting. So how does OP5 ESLog integration look like? What you see now, that's a simple example of the raw logs that's been collected in Logbit. It's collected in Logbit, sent to Logstash for an analyze, and then it's stored in Elasticsearch. Then Kibana does an API call to Elasticsearch to present everything so you can see it. And it's really easy to search your data. You can simply enter keywords to find what you want. If needed, you can select type of data, web server logs, if it's only Windows event log you want to search, or you can select a set of hosts. For example, you can enter that you only want to search in the web servers, IIS web servers, and only get data from those events. And you will instantly see log lines from selected logs or systems containing a search. Even with huge amount of data stored, the result is instant. And if you want to refine your search result, it's really easy also. To drill down, just mark with your mouse the relevant time span, and you will instantly see log lines from that time span. This approach makes it quick and easy to continue to drill down until you find, for example, the root cause of a problem. Dashboards makes it even easier for stakeholders to see relevant data. You can create as many dashboards as needed to let end users see their data. And just like the keyword search, these dashboards lets you select and drill down to just the time frame you want to see. So it's really easy. So it lets you see the data you need to see when you need it to make good decisions. For those who are experiencing OP5 Monitor, you have noticed that we got OP5 Logger integrated with some log handling function. It's called Logger. And that works fine for smaller and non-distributed environments. It lets you create alarms based on the information in the log files. But it doesn't scale as good if I got a big system. So ESLog comes to the rescue. It lets you collect data from a wide range of sources, and it's ready for large deployments with multiple load balance servers or distributed systems. ESLog has virtually no upper limit on how much data it can collect. The only thing that might hold you back is the amount of service you want to use to host your ESLog integration. So, to install an ESLog at your site, there are a couple of things to be fulfilled. You need a server to run on. It can be virtual or physical, depending on how large installation you have. So please discuss with your consultant what needs you have to be as optimized as possible. There must be an operating system installed. There it's either CentOS 7 or Red Hat 7. And we need root access or the possibility to use sudo. And there must be, of course, enough power to run ESLog. The more the better, depending on size of installation. There must be connectivity between all servers and hosts we are going to use. So all firewalls openings must be done prior to installation. And optionally, so we can access for the OP5 consultant. That way we can provide an initial remote help after installation to make everything go as smooth as possible. And if you already have Elastic Stack installed, you know, many of you don't have to worry. This is only the first iteration of ESLog. We will come back later with similar fixed price integrations with smaller and broader scopes, all with the same concept. What you see is what you get, clearly defined deliverables for a fixed price. And if you're in a hurry, please contact us for a meeting where we can discuss and see how we can help you and your organization. So that's ESLog. Thank you.
Yeah, that's all we have on ESLog, folks. Does anyone have any questions regarding ESLog? Is there anything that you're thinking about or wondering about? Just let us know in the chat. I'm wondering about polar and pair. Could you explain that? Because that's something that we're using a lot to describe.
Yeah, polars and pairs. That's not really an ESLog integration part, but it's vital for the OP5 Monitor installation. In a large system where you want to collect lots of data, then you can have one or several pairs connected together of OP5 Monitor. That way the pairs can do a load balancing of the system, so it works really good for large installations. And the polars is, if you have a global company, for example, or that's really spread out company, then you can set polars in remote locations that collects all the remote data in one single point and sends it back to the pairs to make it easier to communicate better times. It works faster and easier. Got more control.
Yeah, thank you. So we have a question here. Is ESLog just another name for ELK?
ELK is the previous name for Elastic Stack. Elastic that creates these components used to call it ELK. It's the ELK stack. But when it expanded and grew bigger and bigger, then they decided ELK doesn't really cover the name. It's not a good name. But it was Elastic Stack, Logbit, and Kibana, and now it's even more components. So they decided to change name to Elastic Stack.
We have another question. Is it Logger plus ES?
Logger plus ES. Logger is the built-in log server in Monitor, and Elastic Stack, that's, let's say, a sidekick to Monitor. They work together, but they're not inside each other. So.
And Monitor is, of course, OP5 Monitor in this case. I hope that explains it. So, is it possible to get more than your initial package?
Yes, of course. This is just the first iteration, as I mentioned before. We will, in time, come with more packages and more variations. But if you really are interested, please call us. I'm sure we can help you.
We have another question here. Can we use Grafana as the interface? As in the end, we will end up with a lot of dashboard consoles.
I know we have a Grafana integration for OP5 Monitor. And I'm no expert on Grafana and the connections there, but since Elastic ESLog is API driven, I'm sure you can get data via the API display it in Grafana. It should be possible. I don't promise, but it should be.
Monitor UI?
The monitor, yes, that I have to pass, I think.
I think we can refer you to the Grafana webinar, which is up on YouTube. Where do we install Beats as agents?
You install the Beats agents on all hosts that are going to send data to ESLog that doesn't support syslog.
And we got some help here from Mishu. Yes, Elasticsearch can act as a data source for Grafana.
Perfect.
So what you call integration, is it only from OP5 to Elastic and not vice versa? Be able to query from OP5 to Elastic? I did not understand that question.
Let's see. Initially, it's mostly to gather logs and see what's happening. And we are pretty soon releasing an integration from ESLog to OP5 Monitor, so you can create alarms based on log happenings. And that this will expand. This is just a first iteration.
Yep. Sounds good. Any more questions coming in? Lovely. Well, it's so. Yes, there are more questions coming in.
Great.
I was just about to release Jörgen since it's his birthday, but or maybe the yes answer was if that there are no more questions coming. Yep, I think we're good. Thanks everyone for listening, and I hope you had a nice time. And if you have any questions, just write an email to sales@op5.com. Thank you very much, guys.
Okay, bye.